Okay, you're both in the frame at the moment. More Uncle Dave than Dad.
Well, hey guys. We got a little one here, and we had to kind of do something different because we got a system coming in and we haven't really been seeing anything casting, so we're exploring some weed lines. And we're just short line trolling some bucktails and spinner baits.
Kind of out of necessity.
And we're trying to learn some spots. Oh, he's getting all tangled.
It stinks. Do what all again?
Our little talkie talk.
Intro.
A little talkie talk.
Here, I'll just
hair?
hold him. You got the camera on me, Kenz?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is wrapped right up, but I'm trolling a Dadson Double 8 in kind of a walleye pattern. We've had a couple hits. This isn't a real big one, but because we're actually just exploring for some new weed lines.
Nice thicker little guy.
Little guy, oh, he smells like a dirty old muskie.
Of course he does, he is one.
We'll put him back, and I'll work on getting this out, and we'll be back to you guys in a bit, and we'll do a quick breakdown of why we decided to troll here, and we'll show you guys that, and we'll come back. Welcome back, guys. So on a day that was unconventional for us because we knew we had fish in the weeds, we had moved a few, but it just wasn't working, and we were having a hard time getting a consistent pattern going. So we made the unorthodox decision for us to do some short line trolling. It's not something we have a lot of experience with, but we're like, okay, let's give it a try. So we come into a long beach area like this, and typically this is how it looks in a normal year with normal water levels. Well, last year the water was high, the temps were high to start the season, so the weeds grew really fast and really high. So we have waypoints. I'll just mark a few just for reference. So we mark waypoints, historical waypoints that kind of mark, you know, these type of spots where the weeds typically are. Well, we tried to go in there and cast it, and we were either on top of weeds or we weren't tight to weeds. So what we had found is that some of these spots where we would normally have a waypoint here, well, now this weed patch had jutted out because of the higher water temps. And this corner in particular kind of had a big extension off of the corner. And without knowing that, it was very hard to pull in and cast using our data from last year. So what we did is we positioned the boat kind of on our waypoints, and we started a boat path just outside of that. And then using side imaging as well, when we started to see weeds, we would try to run the boat out around those edges. But in the case of what we were doing, it was okay if we kind of caught that edge because we had lines out both sides. And we don't show it on the video, but Dave got hit right at the start of her run. I had another pike that got off, and then I end up catching that fish in this new area of weeds where, had we not short line trolled or at least did some exploration there, we wouldn't have really found that new area of weeds. So for us, catching the fish was bonus, but learning that spot, getting some new waypoints down was really the key to that spot for us.
Posting tomorrow.
I don't have anything ready for tomorrow. I'll might do the one where Kenzie caught her fish. Do it on maybe Tuesday night. I don't know, maybe do something up tonight.
You got a little one on you. Oh, that's over here. I don't think that's this one. It came to me.
So we got another little guy and same lure.
Oh, same smell.
Dadson Double 8. Little guy. We are right in the heart of the weeds here, and I think we just had two come in hot on us. Get this guy back in.
His tail's, bottom of his tail's blown off.
Oh yeah, he's been beat up. We'll get that guy back. I'll get my lure out. And we're gonna finish this spot quick, but we got a system coming in, so we have one more weed spot to go. It's on.
No, I'm just.
No. So we got one more weed spot to go, and we'll finish this off here. Hopefully we'll finish strong.
We got weather coming in.
Yeah, get out of here before we get any electrical weather. So we'll be back with you guys in a bit. All right, my second fish is kind of a continuation of the first area. Although we didn't short line troll this spot, but by short line trolling and finding new areas and kind of finding where the weeds were changing in relation to the depth, we went into this saddle, which is actually just a continuation of the shoreline I showed you earlier, and it's much too shallow to short line troll effectively in there. So this is what it looks like in a normal year. And this year, because we are seeing again those high water temps, the weeds that normally would kind of taper out on this side were actually going down into more of the 10-foot range, where typically we don't really see that. On a normal year, we'll usually position the boat out around that 8-foot area, cast in and try and pull fish off. But because of our short line trolling and trying to find those edges and seeing that the fish were relating to slightly deeper stuff, we come through here. We made a point of staying out into the deeper area, and in this case we had the boat positioned right over here, and I was casting up into what for us is new weeds, and that's basically where that second fish came from. Oh, you're angry. Got your beat here. All right, there's to the north. We get some nasty clouds. We got a little bit of a break in the weather right here, and that's the only reason why we're still casting. And Dave, I almost feel stupid asking what we get this one on.
Growler, drop tine tackle.
Drop tine tackle growler for MVP of spinner baits this year for sure.
That thing's been getting a beating.
And shock of all shocks, it's another tiger.
And he's wrapped up in the net
like a douche in the night.
Oy!
That's how you break wrists, I'll tell you that for free. So Dave's gonna get this one out, and we're gonna go back to the shop. We'll do a 54-second breakdown, but I don't think we need to do too much on this guy.
Cheek.
Hang on. The cheek. First one rocking the new superhero t-shirt, so that's all good. Nice little tiger. Let's get that one back in. And there he goes. All right, we got a few more minutes of reprieve here in the rain. We'll finish this spot out, and we'll try and get out of here before we get hit by lightning.
We're on borrowed time.
We're not gonna do that game. I'm not gonna draw out Dave's fish because it's a spot that we've fished before, but again, going back on that day and patterning out some of those spots, we run down the outside deep edge of those weeds, and we didn't really see much. We moved a couple fish, but they were real lazy on the deep edge. So we made the conscious decision to move around to what would be the inside edge. So for us, we're looking at that 3 to 4 foot depth with the boat on the inside edge of the weeds, and then we're pulling our lures into shallower water. Dave was able to get that really nice tiger to go on a growler. So it was just adapting to what we were seeing. We went with the pattern of the deep edge first. We couldn't get him to go. We rolled around to the inside, and we capped off the day with a really nice fish.